happening. Have I got... Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's episode of MySTREAMy Brony Theater 4000. My name is Evan, as usual, the pretty one, and I am in serious pain right now due to the stitches in my mouth. Yeah, laugh at my pain there.
Come on, Evan.
Okay.
Not the only one.
Okay, Justin, you can shut up. Justin just Blasi wasn't laughing. But just because you two are guests does not give you the absolute exception to just laugh at my pain.
Yes, it does.
We'll always laugh at your pain.
Using the guest privileges,
Oh
why
dear.
not?
Oh dear me.
Tonight our guests are two bronies in the music industry. We got Gation and MC Arch. Did I say that right?
What's up, everyone?
Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. Thank you guys for inviting me on. It's great.
Yes,
Thank you guys.
Yes, I actually had the chance to actually meet Gaten at Everfree Northwest, and it was actually kind of I actually thought it was kind of funny how we met. You're just standing next to Dusty Cat, and you were talking about an appearance he made where he requested a fireball from a dragon, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's talking about my video, and then that's when Dusty passed me a bag and goes, thanks, that was this guy. And
Exactly.
you're looking at me like that was your video? I'm like, yeah, I'm the concert cruiser.
To be more specific,
I'm a big fan.
Hey, to be more specific,
What do you mean, Evan?
it was kind of my joke.
Yeah, Evan's the one who actually came up with the whole fireball thing. Like, I originally just wanted Durox to just blow, a ball of fire to make a little pyro effect. But Evan was the one who came up with the idea of producing the alcoholic beverage called a fireball right after that. So Evan can take the credit for that joke.
I like to mess with him, and
Brilliant.
I like to mess with. The thing was, I like to mess with him on all of his videos. Like, that was the thing. When I recorded, I forgot how my performance was. I think I might have been sick that day, so my entire reading was completely wooden. So I'm like, fine, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make my character not look like he gives a damn. So like, that's why at the very end he turns into wood. He just turns into wood and just falls down.
And Gaten told me that he is in fact a brony musician, and he teams up with MC Arch. And we decided to get them here on the show to talk about being a brony musician, because it's one thing when you're out there trying to make your own music to the general public, we'll say. But when you're making fandom music, it's a little bit different because you're trying to appeal to, people of that group. So with that said, would you guys say that your music can, that people who are not within the fandom can enjoy it as well?
Well, I was first thinking how I was trying to make my music first. I'm trying to make covers like classic covers of other songs like the Beatles or something, or other stuff. One of my first covers was a friend of mine called Cyclock, who we produced our first song cover called Mad World by Gary Jules, of course.
Yeah, I was just listening to that. Very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, that was my first one. And they said, you should put up a YouTube channel. But I never had a YouTube channel, how that works. But they helped me, by the way. And after a few years back, I had my first YouTube channel set and uploaded my first video. And then I started to wait. But maybe a few months later, I met my friend Daniel, of course, MC Arch, on a meeting by the Bronies in my land.
Hi.
And we were talking about something, a little about music, and we were discussing some of my voices, and we were interested. So he was one of the first persons I ever collabed with it.
Yeah, because I noticed that in a lot of the credits for your songs, I'm always seeing MC Arch. So MC Arch, why don't you actually tell us what you bring to these projects?
Well, thank you. Yeah, well, we me and Nick, we met at a Brony meet in the Netherlands. You know, it was somewhere in Rotterdam, I believe. And like, you know, he already knew me about some earlier songs that you know I have made. For I still have a lot to learn as a musician, but you know, I'm happy to always improve or learn new stuff. You know, but anyway, like, we were talking a little bit, and he told me, "Hey, I'm a singer. I'm actually performing. You know, we actually performed at the Brony meet." So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. Maybe you know, it would be pretty cool if we could maybe one day do a collab. I mean, you're a singer, I'm a rapper. You know, would be pretty dope. I mean." And he told me to. Oh wait, sorry. I asked him like, "Could you sing a little bit? You know, I want to hear what you're on about." And well, it's a bit of a daredevil to say it. I said it before, but I'm willing to say it again. My friends, you were talking to the Dutch Black Griffin. Again, music is so super talented. Like,
oh my god! And that's how the stupid nickname begins.
Yes. But like,
now, go ahead, keep going.
So like, you know, if we, you know, we kept talking, we kept, you know, we gave out our social media to each other. We started talking a little bit more. You know, we started to meet up and stuff, and you know, we kept going to the studio. We worked on this song called, it was our very first song, I believe, called "Walk This Way," and like it was very well received. You know, like we loved the reactions to it. We loved to see that people enjoyed it. So eventually decided, why not make more? You know, why not do more stuff? You know, and it's
absolutely.
Yeah. Like that.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I talk a lot. But like, here's the beautiful thing, for like, honestly, like I never met this dude before. Like we never spoke to each other, I believe. But like we did see each other a few times, but like we didn't really talk, you know. But it's the music thing that got us together, you know. And it's you know, two complete strangers, but still like the same love for the show, you know, like.
Yes.
And here we are in the live stream, you know.
Absolutely.
And that's the same thing is to say about everything, you know, West, you know, because like I have all these amazing friends all from Australia, America, you know, around Asia and all that, all these super talented people, you know. It's very cool. It's like I used to say, you know, I always say that music is what feelings sound like, you know, and it's very cool to see that those feelings, you know, bring people together. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to many concerts. I've been going to them since 1998, and it is rather amazing seeing the people you will meet at these things.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, if you guys haven't been able to tell from their accents, they're obviously not from the States. They're from the Netherlands. How does living there affect your music? Does the environment you live in actually give a source of inspiration for how you write?
Well,
you want to go first, or?
Oh, you go first.
The inspiration for how I write. Well, I gotta be honest. It's actually a pretty good question because what I mostly just write about is just you know, sometimes I just like to write songs, you know, just for, you know, just messing around a little bit, having a little bit fun. But I like to take on the serious topics as well, you know, just like you know, I used to rap. I rap a lot about you know, stuff like confronting your past and like how to you know, suicidal tendencies and all that and depression. You know, I go in on that sometimes, you know, like yeah, it's like because I want to let people know, you know, that they're not alone, you know, and that it's yeah, you know, if there's anything, if there's one thing that can help, it's music, you know. So that's why I
absolutely
yeah.
Yes, there's a reason why I refer to music as audio artistry in my videos, because that's basically what it is. It's not art in the sense of painting or drawing or writing. It is essentially audio artistry, and you know, where you live can definitely affect how you write. I remember there was this one story. There's a band from Jacksonville called Cold, and the singer was just not in the best state of mind when they were writing an album, and they asked their label if they could actually send them to Hawaii. Now, they lived in California at the time they were making the album, and he didn't think it was going to be that big of a flight, but it took 6 hours for them to get there. But hey, he was able to make an album and it went gold. So I guess it was worth it in the end. Now, again, your thoughts about your environment and how it affects you in your writing?
Well, I mostly because I was mostly writing my own songs mostly, but that was mostly a few years back because I got lost of my inspiration a few years back because of things were happening and I got a little break from it.
Mm-hmm.
But after a few months back, I got my inspiration back, and that was all because my parents moved out of my father moved out of town. I lived with him there a year, and that was only because I'm also a big fan of nature, and we lived very close to an old stone factory that was completely out of it. It was abandoned actually.
Yes.
So I went to explore it, and this place, I know that feeling got me sometimes so many inspirations. MC Arch was also, by the way, by that place, right?
Yeah, that's true. We shot a few photos together, I believe, for your cover for YouTube and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that place had many histories, many things, but also the nature that around it got me based when I saw an episode inspiration, and that inspiration worked for me for my first original song, actually non-pony song, called Reflection. It's about actually how you see yourself in your reflection in the mirror. Actually, you think, is that who you really are? Actually,
yes.
And I write it down. It was so long ago that so I felt this passion. So I took it down. So I write it, and it was done just in 1 hour. That's how fast it works for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I was actually listening to your music prior to all this, and I noticed that there's a very soothing tone to it. It actually reminded me of the soundtrack to the popular video game Minecraft. Would you say there is a bit of an influence from that soundtrack?
Actually, no. I haven't much played Minecraft, actually. I do know about the game, but it's not actually based on that, no.
Really?
Yeah. But I do work with another friend of mine called Sam. He's mostly do electronic music, but I got mostly inspiration by. Do you know, guys, maybe some of the songs "Shelter" by Peter Robertson?
Porter Robertson.
That does sound familiar.
Well, some of his songs that I combined with his music that got me also inspiration a little with the place, and that how it works with your original. So it's a little of that song, a little electronic style, but also a little acoustic with it.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't you actually do an acoustic version of a song called "Rise"?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
My friend also MC Arch had also has the first normal version, just the rap version without the singing version, and that was almost 9 months ago. And I suddenly got an idea, but well, make it an acoustic version. We were trying how it sounded, but it sounded really nice. And we tried to try orchestra music a little, a combination of that most of all. And we were trying the little things of that, but it turned out very well actually.
Yes. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of your music, and like I said, it sounds very soothing. It sounds very relaxing. And the thing with the Minecraft soundtrack is that it feels the same way, and but the benefit that you and that soundtrack have in common is that while it sounds soothing, it's not new agey. Like, it doesn't sound like Enya. It doesn't sound like who's the other? John Tesh. It doesn't sound like that kind of stuff.
Ah, yes.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. So Enya is one of my inspirations. Like I guess it comes from Lord of the Rings, you know, those kind of movies. And I was like, okay, the soundtrack is beautiful. Who sung that? And I was like, no way, that's Enya, because, you know, my mom actually has a lot of CDs, you know, from artists similar to Enya, you know, also. Yeah. And like I used to listen to that a lot, you know. Sometimes I do admit, for sometimes to take the melody of that and just like stick it in my head and like create a whole new idea of it, you know. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, Enya and new age music, that all has its place.
Yeah.
And but I do swear though, if you actually do play the game Minecraft, if you were to mute the TV and put your music on, it's very fitting. It actually fits for some reason.
I will try. I will maybe try then.
Yeah, perhaps it's worth trying to look into that fandom as well.
Yeah.
To promote your music.
Huh.
Now,
Yeah.
now, do you have any songs that are actually not related to Pony whatsoever?
Well, the first thing is, of course, Mad World, of course. That's
Yeah,
maybe my non-pony songs, and so Reflection. That's also my first original song. That's also a non-pony song.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and most of songs that I also create with MC Art. But there's also a few songs that I haven't released just yet. There was also a cover. I'm just trying to think to upload it on YouTube later, but it has still have to little produce it. It's called "Chasing Cars" by Snowbelt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's that's one of the songs. But maybe I try to think maybe a future covers maybe for later. But that's now actually one of the non-pony songs actually that I have now.
Have you thought about doing a cover of a song from the show and putting your own spin on it?
Yeah, I try to think. One of those songs maybe I will do in the future is "I Have to Find a Way" by Season 3 by Twilight Sparkle. Sparkle, Tara Strong. That's one of the songs really caught me up in the moment. It's also one of my favorites also.
Believe it or not, the singing voice for Twilight is Sunset Shimmer, Rebecca Choiquette.
Ah, man, I totally forgot about
Tara
that.
Strong
Oh, wait.
Tara just does the voice, my dude. It's Rebecca Choiquette that does the. Can I say, speaking of Twilight Sparkle, can I just say, Phil, there's this one song from Legend of Everbeat. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised why it has so many, not so much views, but like there's this song called "The Midnight in Me." I think that's.
Oh yeah, that one.
Ah, yes, fantastic.
Yeah,
song.
oh, that's one of my favorites. Oh, I want to cover that so badly too.
Yeah.
And actually, that particular song actually reminds me of a symphonic metal band called Nightwish.
Oh,
I think I heard that band before.
Yeah, I love symphonic metal because it sounds so big, huge, and grandiose with just the orchestra and even the choirs. And that song came off very much like a song they would have wrote. It's too bad it's so short because I honestly would have liked to hear it go further.
Oh yes, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. Now,
right.
Now,
yeah,
you obviously just brought up. Let me ask this here, Archer. You obviously just brought up Equestria Girls. The one song that people go to the most when it comes to that spinoff series is the cafeteria song, "Helping Twilight Win the Crown." What was your, from a music standpoint, what did you think of that song?
Well, first of it is a good song actually. It has a good beginning. It has a good rhythm also to dance on, like always. There's many of cosplays, like music videos of it. But I think, yeah, for the first, I think it's one of my favorite songs. It's a normal good song. It gives you in a happy mood like that. But yeah, there was this one thing. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot it, but the music definitely it has a good sway. I have to give it an 8 out of 10. A normal good song.
MC Arch, your thoughts?
The cafeteria song. Well, I gotta be honest, for I don't really like listen, that much MLP music from the show, but like the cafeteria song for that one. You know what I love about the show from the music? Everything, like almost all the songs. Well, almost all of them, all of the songs that you hear on there, they just fit. All the harmonic pieces, all the duets, all the different tones and all that, they fit perfectly, like legit. It's very well composed, very well done, and I legit, and I understand, for like, let's be honest, it's still a kid show, but for a kid show, it's magnificent. It's really well done. It's
yeah, like I remember when Rainbow Rocks was coming out. There's someone that I know, and he was disappointed with the soundtrack because he was expecting to be all out rock. I said, dude, you're not going to get death metal in My Little Pony. Okay, it's not going to happen. But what they did sneak in there, their musical references, I was very impressed with. I heard musical stylings from Marilyn Manson to the Ramones, and so so me being the music nerd, I'm very biased with that movie. I loved it.
Oh yes,
Now,
but what?
But still, Phil, just because your music style is not in the show doesn't mean you can't create it. You know, like listen, of course maybe that you won't. Let's be honest, you'll never see death metal in MLP, but I know enough people who make metal, and still being related to MLP. I mean, if you look at Prince Whatever or Stallion Slaughter, shout out to you guys rock. You know, it fits. You know, it's awesome. You know.
Well, Evan pointed out one death metal band called Party Cannon that he snuck into the video.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, man. Like, it's the same can be said for different styles, you know. Like we of course we got vinyl scratch, but like, may I recommend something?
Sure,
take
go ahead.
if you guys have the time, also in the live stream, shout out to you as well. Thank you all for being here. Go to YouTube and just type in something like Side Apart, like Ponies at Dawn and all that, or ASOS, A State of Sugar, and just listen to what's out there. All these different styles, but still like related to the show, and it's awesome, Like we got all these crazy talented people in it, and of course, let's be honest, there are some styles in it that'll I guess will never be in the show, but like that doesn't mean you can't do it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys actually thought about experimenting with other styles of music?
Oh yes. There was this style like the song when I made a cover of it called "Shelter." When I said earlier, this is just actually the normal version. It's a combination of acoustic but a little electronic music. But I wanted to make it completely electronic, like in a video game, like in a video game movie, like Wreck-It Ralph or something. And we were trying some type of sounds, like a little violin, but trying to make it electronic, like an electronic violin.
Yes,
and
of course.
yeah, also a little piano. Well, that couldn't hurt either. But then we tried to make it more like a jump, like a remix, more like it builds something and then it will start slow down and then it will build something like that. And that turned out very well actually. And we tried also that on the other song that was on my channel called Sad Machine, of course. That's for your favorite song, MC George. And we tried the same style earlier before, but that turned out much better than the old song actually that we tried actually. So that turned out also very well. So we will try it more in the future, I hope.
Now, Evan, you're actually a bit of a fan of DJ music, correct?
DJ music is not a genre. The correct term you're looking for is electronic dance or house, whatever you want to call it. I'm back and forth on it. Yeah, I'm more of a variety on some of the music. Jablonski, what about you? You have anything against EDM or anything like that?
Nah, not really.
What do you prefer in that genre?
For in electric?
Yeah. Eels don't count.
I've been fond of Chill Step and what was it called?
Can I say for
I think it's like
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Hop.
Sure,
Electro hop? Okay, that's actually different. I never heard of that one.
It's a mix of jazz and electric.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
It really is. A lot of the old Disney songs actually work really well with it.
Name one.
Nice.
Friend Like Me. I Want to Be Like You.
Yes, Gaten and MC Arch, for those of you who don't know, Evan actually works at the Disney theme parks in Orlando.
No way.
Yeah, so he has...
What?
Yeah, so he actually is he's rather familiar with the magic of Disney, if you will.
Cool.
So when Jablonski said that, he had to call him out on, come on, you have to prove it now, bitch.
Exactly.
I
know my song.
But if I may ask for, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the floor.
But if I may ask for, like, at Disneyland Orlando, like, is it like you like in the do you work like in the background or just like as a like somebody like just like in the parks or like in the studio, or what's your position if I may ask?
Well, I'm an attraction operator. I operate some of the rides there as well as some of the shows. In other words, I'm the guy who sits in the front of every line that says, "Hey, get in the damn vehicle or you're not riding. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things.
Ah, okay.
Ah, that type of guy.
In other words, I'm the guy nobody listens to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're a bouncer.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Whoa.
But like, yeah, working at the Disney parks, it's a back and forth job. Puts money on the table for the most part. But yeah, the one beneficial thing I could say that is I meet a lot of interesting people from around the world. I mean, like, yeah, heck, I even work with a bunch of people from around the world. Like yesterday, I was signing my buddy Joey O, the guy who makes Pony Meets World, into the parks, and
Oh no way.
yeah, me and him are good friends.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Mhm.
yeah. Actually, if you guys haven't seen Pony Meets World, check it out. I actually have a tweet of us hanging out on my Twitter page, MIB Evan. But yeah, I signed him into the Magic Kingdom, and I was telling him, this is actually a funny story here. I work at the Buzz Lightyear ride. Obviously, I don't know if you guys have been to Disney World, Florida, but there's this ride called Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, where you're essentially in a rotating vehicle on your control, and you shoot targets, stop Zoig, whatever his name is. Anyway, so I tell him, look, I know these guys here, I might be able to get us through the Fast Pass line. Lo and behold, I get this girl who is a college student, Disney has a college program, isn't really fluent in English. She's like Chinese, and like, I'm saying hi to her, and she's like obviously giving that face of, I don't know who this is, but hi thing there. So I'm thinking to myself, this is not going to go anywhere. Where I'm like, okay, we're going in this line, see ya. And she doesn't even, so I'm like saying to her, like, yeah, you can just pin that one up on me to Joey. And he was cool about it, though. He was cool. But yeah,
Yeah. In fact, there was even, hey, Evan, did you actually say there was an incident with when you took Big Macintosh to Disney, Peter New, and he bumped into one of your friends who had an accent?
What? Oh, you mean... Okay, so...
Oh, I want to hear this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so...
Yes.
Here's I like how Justin's like looking at this like, I'm sorry, do tell. Okay, so...
Yes, you tell.
I work with this guy.
Oh.
Okay, so me and Peter New, me and him were at Grand Brony Gala. Both of us were guests. I was there for MySTREAMy Brony Theater, 4000. It's the show, whatever. Anyway, we were there, and they wanted to go to Disney Park, so I'm like thinking to myself, I'll sign you guys in, it's no problem. Actually, was almost going to do Kelly Sheridan as well, but she kind of wouldn't work with her time zone. Really regret I owe her a trip. But thing is, I signed him in, I show him where to go, and I saw him later that day getting fast passes at the kiosk. I'm like, yeah, he's there. I should say hi. Nah, I'm just gonna let him enjoy himself. And I see him talking to my colleague. It's a guy named I'm gonna call him Krieg. So the guy I work with has like this Scottish accent. It's like really thick, absolutely thick. So when he leaves and I see him in the break room, I'm like, hey, Krieg, you know who that was? He's like, no, who was that? And he's like, that was Peter New. He's like, who the hell is that? And I'm like,
Wow.
Anyway, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh.
It gets better.
So,
it gets better.
I tell him who he is. He did voice
Please.
for anime, children's shows, whatever. He's like, oh, interesting. So the next day, I'm signing Peter New into another park in Disney World, Hollywood Studios, and I said I saw him yesterday at the kiosk, and the first thing he says is, "Why the hell didn't you come over and say hi? What the heck, man?" And I didn't want to bug you, but hey, at least I told my guy there, my cast member there, about you. He's like, which guy are you talking about? And like, the guy with the Scottish accent. Peter New bursts out, that guy was really Scottish. And,
Wow.
and
Oh.
so I tell
Yeah.
Krieg.
Oh man.
I tell Krieg in the break room about him saying that. He's like, if I had a nickel for every single time someone said that, I'd be a rich man.
like right up there with Scrooge McDuck.
Every $1, he would have to work for life.
Exactly. If he had a nickel for every single time someone thought that, he'd probably be making more at
Same with
Disney World.
how my last name is. It's like, if I had $1 for every time that someone misspelled my last name, I wouldn't have to do a damn thing.
Jablo.
Now, speaking of travels, seeing how you guys live all the way out in the Netherlands, how were you able to make it all the way to Everfree? Because
It's called a plane, genius.
I said a Ford, dude. I mean, like I'm not asking like how much you guys paid to get there, but just the process of trying to get all the way to another country to attend a pony event.
How much did you pay? How much is left over? And can you send it to me?
No.
Well, it would kind of surprise
Should I go
you,
first?
but, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay, well, that's actually quite a story. Well, it's already since 5 years ago. I wanted to always go to America since that convention. Wanted to go always maybe BabsCon or BronyCon or Evergreen Northwest, any con that I was possible. Now,
Wait, did you
that
say
was maybe,
DashCon?
no. I say BabsCon.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh, for a second I thought you wanted to go there for the ball pit.
Bro, everybody wants to go on the ball pit.
But yeah, but but that was a half year ago. But my friends told me about Evergreen Northwest, who should attend. One of my friends go to the my friend MCR's was go there to the convention as well, and a few friends of mine too. So I want to go there too. But luckily, I was still living with my parents, so I didn't have to also had how do you say those bills or nothing. So I spared enough money to go there. But it was a pretty travel. All the things that I do, all those papers that had to be done for go to America, never been to before.
Whoa.
Mhm.
But that turned out very well. But they said, why do you want to go there? Now, I wanted to go there always where it all began. I wanted to go to the Hearthstone fandom where it all began, from the conventions.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was just one of my dreams to attend. And that was luckily totally worth it.
Yeah, because like Evan said, we actually worked for a pony convention called the Grand Brony Gala here in Florida, and
Yes.
it's sadly no longer here. But I just had to imagine with so much of the cast living in Vancouver, like that's gotta be somewhat of a trouble to try to to travel from one country to another.
Yes.
Especially when it's clear across the country, because we're down here on the East Coast, they're up there on the West. And
Yeah.
I just can't imagine all the trouble you have to go through just to visit another country. But MCR,
Oh, yes, that was.
now MCR, you said you were going to say something about this?
Yeah, about the Everfree. Well, the thing is, like I do love music a lot, but I'm recently doing a cooking education. I actually got it from Nick
Nice.
Gage, who also did this cooking education.
You're
But,
welcome.
Yes, but yeah, like how did I afford this? Well, I gotta be honest. It was saving a lot of money.
I'll
That
bet.
means yeah, like pretty much you have all for like each month you get like 100 euros, and that means like all you can eat is well pretty much crackers and peanut butter, and that's it.
Typical Netherlands. Typical is that.
Yes,
That's right.
it was a
It's
struggle.
right down on the road.
It was a very big struggle, but they were acceptable losses. So like it's I actually it's also pretty cool to mention like I actually know this guy from Equestria Daily called Game Leon. He's a really cool guy. He's really nice. And we started to talk. We started to talk. And I actually met him at HeartWarming 2016. He's a really cool guy. And eventually he said like, why won't you come with us to these conventions in America? I was like, yeah, dude, that'd be absolutely sick. But I'm not sure if I can go. So like. It's so like I still like I needed to come up with a legit reason to come to America, because it's kind of funny. For my parents did sometimes hear me talk about some Comic-Con, but like eventually I was like, what, screw it, I'm just gonna be honest about it. And we'll go downstairs. I said, Mom, Dad, I have this plan, and I want to go to the United States, but I have a crazy reason for it. They turned their heads both at the same time. They turned their head like 180 degrees, and they're like, you're a brony, aren't you?
I like to refer to that as coming out of the stable.
Yeah.
That's
It was
totally
legit,
from the other side.
But like, they were actually really cool about it. Like they were actually very curious. I told them all these stories, about what I saw there and all that. It was really cool because I to be honest, you're gonna call me crazy about saying this, but like it will never cease to amaze me how all these years in my life, I'm 22 years old right now, like how all these years in my life, it is a show about little ponies that I went from the socially awkward kid, I went from that to like be able to travel to America with friends, and all that, and to like just hang around with random people and all that. It's super cool. Just it will never stop to cease to amaze me that a show about ponies made me do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, it's amazing, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, we've all. I had something similar. Granted, it had nothing involving Pony. Just goes back to me being the music nerd. Just like you, socially awkward when I was young. Was very quiet, didn't really say or do much, and then suddenly, I hear. I start getting into heavy metal of all things, and here comes this little concert called Ozfest in the year 2000, and I go, I want to go to this. And I'm like, and my parents are like, really? Like, since when do you like? Because, and surprisingly, it was going to a concert that made me get more social, that made me want to travel because you got to get to these shows somehow.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, you guys said you went to PonyCons in Europe, right?
yeah.
That's right.
Are they any different from your experience you had at Everfree Northwest?
Well, let's just say they're smaller, but it has also good things. Me and MC were 2 times in Scotland called Brony Scott there.
Oh, wow.
We also, yes, yeah. And there's also one in the Netherlands that was hosted 3 times, and this year too. It's called Hartswarmingcon, what he last said. And there's also the second biggest convention called Galacon, just in Europe.
Oh, I've heard about Galacon. Yeah, I remember Living Tombstone made a promo for that.
Yeah,
No, you go first this time. You go first.
Okay. Yeah, I remember reading about those on Equestria Daily, and
Yes.
it's amazing to see how far of a reach the show and its fandom actually has.
Oh yes, I was surprised too.
Like I remember seeing this one convention that was in Russia. I think it was called like Equestria, the Czechoslovakian
that's right.
area. I only was following it because I was following these Russian bronies that were doing this Sweetie Bot project, and you know their work fascinated me very much on what they were building.
Oh yes, that's amazing what they do.
Have you guys seen it personally, or have you?
Now, well, they come to Galacon this year, that I've heard.
Oh my god.
Now, do you guys plan on making the trip again next year?
Oh yes. Me and my friend, we're going to Galacon this year again. My first time was last year, but he's already been a few times there. My friend.
What about to America? You think you're going to try to come to another PonyCon in America?
Definitely.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh yeah, 100%. I'm already trying to spare for the next year, but I hope I can visit 2 times conventions. Maybe Everfree Northwest is definitely on my list again, and hopefully I can try to perform maybe next year. Which this year tried again, but luckily not bad luck. But next year maybe, and I'm going to try maybe what was that one? Crystal Mountain PonyCon.
Next year, I'm hoping I can get Evan to join me to check out BabsCon. I got friends over there in California, and I've done this year was my 2nd year trying Everfree, so I'm curious to see what some of the other PonyCons across the map have. And the end of July, me and another colleague of ours, Bronny Buck, will be going to BronyCon. That one's definitely worth checking out because it's way bigger.
It's the high.
Yeah.
It is. It's straight up the high.
Oh yeah, but Brony Buck, he's a great guy.
If I can speak about if I can come back to the conventions, though, like the conventions in Europe and America, you know, in some sort of way there isn't really much of a difference, but I think it depends more on size maybe, because like here's the thing, right? On the smaller conventions, you might not have as much space, you might not have as much people, but still you have the opportunity to get closer, you know, to get a little bit more personal and all that. And like in cons in America, you know, like it's much bigger, much more people, much more space, but somehow you don't really have that you don't really get closer, you know. But still, that doesn't mean you don't have a good time. But still, like you don't really have the opportunity to get closer to people, you know, to like know them on the maybe a bit weird to say, but like to get more personal with them, you know.
Yeah, I actually did an interview with Daniel Ingram and the composer from the show, and he actually says he prefers these smaller cons because they're actually way more intimate. You can actually have a chance to actually chat with the people who want to meet him. And I mean, not that you didn't at BronyCon, but there were definitely more people in line, and you just kind of knew in the back of your head, like, you kind of have to wrap this up here.
Yeah,
but,
I kind of went to you know, I never went to BronyCon, but I do saw from videos and what I've heard from people like like imagine you're this fan of somebody, you know, like you want to tell everything, or you just want to start a little convo, but like it's like you stand in front of the booth, you tell them keep up the good work and all that, and like you get your autograph, you maybe like get a word or two, and they're like, it's goodbye, bye, you know, it's over, like, and you stand in the line for 2 hours for that, you know, and it's cool, though, it's cool, but you know, when you go to the small consulate, you got way much time with those people, you know, and I guess those people like it. Yeah.
Oh yes,
because
that was definitely on every Northwest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like with every West, you know, of course it was a big convention, but you know, what caught my attention indeed was like the guests had a good time. You know, everybody had a good time because they had the time. You know, eventually everybody has to go. That's just a straight up fact. But you know, everybody had the time. Everybody at the moment. You know, it's cool.
Absolutely.
And, yeah. And like, but if I could, oh, sorry. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, you say one more thing, and then I'm going to pass something here to Jablonski, and so go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Honestly, I talk too much. But yeah, like, there's one thing I do want to address for, like, because of course, you go to all these conventions, you know, and honestly, you know, like you got all these people saying, like, you know, the show and all that. Let's be honest, we're in this kind of timeline where we know, like, it's somewhere coming to an end, you know. But like that doesn't mean the fandom is going down with it. I mean, as far as I heard, the attendance actually grew at Everfree Northwest. You ain't telling me anything about the fandom going down or some stuff, bro. That's not happening. We're actually growing. What are you talking about? You know?
Yeah, if anything, like the show has already started, or Hasbro has already started working on Generation 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, the show, like, if anything, it's just going to get another generation here, but it's not going away anytime soon. Now, this is what I want to pass on here to Evan and Jablonski. Now, I have been listening to these guys' music, been checking them out, but as far as I know, you guys haven't. So right here on the air, right now, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to go to their YouTube page, Agaton Music, and just listen to snippets of some of their songs and tell the audience what you think. Here on live on the air in front of everybody.
Oh shit.
Well, it's kind of going to deprive from that. Besides, I apologize for changing this thing here. I mean, one of the questions we got in the chat room here, I don't know what the heck this guy asked here. It says, I have a question for you all. Do you think Bill is selfish to William while Violet First and Andy are just plain annoying? I have no idea why this guy asked.
Who's Bill?
Wait, what?
Sorry, what's the question?
This is a guy asked by some weird dude named John Fan, who said, I have a question for you all. Do you think Bill is selfish to William while Violet First and Andy are just plain annoying?
Is he talking about a show?
I don't even know. I'm just gonna... I'm sorry.
I don't know who Bill is. I don't know who William is.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna say Bill... When it comes to Bill, I wouldn't say he's selfish to William, more or less passive-aggressive. As for Violet First and Andy, I don't find them that annoying. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
What's he talking about, Evan?
I have no goddamn idea. I'm just going with it. I don't even know what to say.
Your channels to the chat in here.
Yeah,
John.
But seriously, Evan.
Oh wait, we have an explanation. He says, "Oh, sorry, my bad. I posted the wrong stream. I got multiple tabs open."
Oh my god!
I'm still sticking by my answer.
You've always people like that. Get used to it. You can't get used.
I don't believe you there, Mr. Fan. I'm not gonna.
But if Bill is watching this in any coincidence, Bill, stop being so selfish to William, man. Come on, you're better than.
Now. Okay, so Evan, are you willing to listen to their music right now?
It sounded like a soap opera.
And give us your honest opinion about them.
I don't know if I can, but yeah, not at the moment because everybody's not going to be hearing you guys. They're going to be hearing their music. I mean, if you have any links, go ahead.
Well, you can listen to their music on their on your headphone through your phone if you want.
Yeah, I posted the link to my channel in the chat, so you guys can check it out.
Yes, by all means.
I do it too. One moment.
Yeah, put them up there.
Why not? I'll just do this thing. Everybody participate. I'm going to do that stuff. Better listen.
Okay.
You better listen, Fan. I'm not going to... Mr. Fan, I'm going to be... I don't care much about what Will and William are doing, but, you know, you might as well just participate as well.
Okay. Jablonski, are you going to do this too?
Yeah, I might as well.
All right. Now...
Okay, almost there.
Okay, once you guys believe you've heard enough, give us some sort of a signal, like wave, and we'll ask you guys about your real opinions, and we'll continue to talk with our guests here.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
What song should we go with?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You guys suggest which songs they listen to.
Well,
Yeah, almost there.
Where the hell did that come from? God damn it, I'm not even on that one.
Okay, but MC Arch, what song would you recommend they check out on your channel?
I recommend the bridge personally. I mean, the bridge is you know what the thing is, like earlier in this conversation we talked about trying different styles and all that. You know, I usually love like the classic hip hop, like the boom bap hip hop, but I also like trap. I also like electronic singing and all that, Post Malone, ambience. I'm all into that. You know, so
There you go.
if you like a little bit. Yeah, if you like a little bit of a mix, I definitely recommend Bridge. That's
You should recommend you should recommend you my female voice actor. She's a Vocaloid singer.
ooh,
Okay.
Vocaloid. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, she tours.
I like that.
All right, now, Gaten, what song would you
I'm
recommend?
gonna choose the song Rise.
Well, I do have one of my covers. One of my favorite is always when I first uploaded, called Mad World.
Okay.
But also, yeah, my most proud of is a Reflection, my first original song.
Well, actually, I got one of your
Okay.
songs right here. The song is called Rise, the acoustic version. I'm just gonna play this on air just to.
Yeah, sure, that's good.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I can actually hear it through the speakers, dude. hope you guys enjoyed, bro.
Mm.
Every day of my life, I look for purpose. I strive for inspiration just to better my service. For a better salvation, a better that I can meet. A heart for kindness is strong, bigger than as you see. I still see the shadow of who I used to be. The conflict of acceptance of impacts my sanity. For it remains a rarity or harvest and brutality. I will never surrender to all the depravity. I know the sun will shine again. I face the heat regardless for any burden, so don't repent. I amend for what I want to represent. Apprehend and full power, strong until the end. Guaranteed, no broken promise over here. Just a man is rising up and facing up his inner fear. With passion for my companions and give you confirmation that the light in the darkness still holds its formation. No matter how the darkness overflows, I know the sun will rise. The sun will rise again. Don't back down for what you're proud to represent. No matter how the darkness overflows, I know the sun will rise.
So you guys like usually collab with each other on these kind of things, or is this just like a once in a blue moon like occurrence?
Well, like it's kind of in the middle, to be honest. I mean, it's like when when we both feel it, we both think, hey, that's a pretty cool idea. You know, we start working on it. You know, like it might take.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, though, it takes some time, but you know, we're on it. You know.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I would say so. I mean, like,
Yeah, but because it's been a while already since our latest collab was in October 2017. That was a Diamond Tiara song. Right now we are a little on a break, where we hope we can do it now more in the future. But we are a little busy right now on our works.
Yeah, all of us are.
I know the feeling. I mean, like, I had to spend the entire day like
But
trying to
it
like.
gives me more time to do my own music like that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I'm in the
So,
same way. Like
like-
sometimes I'm editing, sometimes I'm web building. You know that stuff. It's you.
Yeah. Now, Jablonski, do you have any thoughts on their music so far?
I tried listening. I'm gonna give this one a listen because I couldn't really hear it over Evan.
Okay,
Yeah,
you guys
I
go
was
back
just-
to checking
I'm
out
just
their
doing-
music. We'll go ahead and talk a bit more with these guys.
Well, I'm just doing.
Now, have you guys thought about making like a rock song?
Well,
Well, so-
oh
Well-
man, I never actually thought about that actually.
Well, I gotta be honest, for like I actually used to get guitar lessons. You know, like I like to play guitar. I like to hang around with instruments and all that. I honestly think that's pretty cool. I would love to try it for one day, but honestly, I don't see myself do it. But like you know what the thing is, like I'm mainly focused on like rap, hip hop, and like electric singing and all that. But I'll be honest with you, man. When I'm having a bad day, I'm just sitting in my room listening to Adele crying alone, or I'm just like jumping around together with Yellow Claw or something like that. You know, it's very
Oh,
like
Yellow
I'm not.
Card. They're also from Florida.
They are. Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think I saw them like maybe twice at one was a radio station music festival, and the other I think was Warp Tour. Yeah, they're originally from Jacksonville, which is like 5 hours from me. Now, Gaten, your thoughts on doing a rock song?
Well, I actually, like I said, never thought about it, but sometimes I was trying to. I had ideas with rock songs to do it actually with other magicians, but I maybe do something like that in the future, but I'm not so sure. But I'm trying to think how to do it, how my voice then sound, but add a rock sound, maybe a little more rough or something in it like that.
Well, here, let me send you the link to a band that that does sort of a rock rap hybrid, not like Linkin Park. These guys are not as intense. They're called Hollywood Undead.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I heard about them. I heard about them.
Yes, their latest album, 5, really made me a fan of theirs. And honestly, and I stand behind this claim, I think they are the next Linkin Park. They're just not as heavy as their old stuff was. And they do actually have a few, I can think of at least one emotional song that might hit you where it needs to, MC Arch. It's called Broken Record. And
Broken Record.
Yeah, and there definitely is, you know, those hip hop beats that you like, but instead of having it to say like a beat machine, it's to, you know, a guitar.
Nice.
Yeah, so because I grew up on nu metal. That was what I liked, and I don't care what anybody says. Limp Bizkit did not ruin a thing. But yeah, because for nu metal, it was definitely combining, you know, metal with rap, and it's surprising just how well it actually worked. And I think Hollywood Undead is for me, is the next band in that genre to really pay attention to. It can be aggressive, but it can in fact still be soft. So if you just check out their album 5, you might be able to find some stuff or some inspiration, we'll say.
I might have tried it later. Yeah, thank you. I will keep that in mind. Yeah, that's for sure.
Gotta say, I both would love a very aggressive rap and soft rap. So yeah, man. So it's interesting. I'm definitely gonna check it out, dude.
Yeah,
I did hear the name before, though, but like.
Yeah, I heard the name myself, but I wasn't quite sure what to think. It's weird. As you get older, your tastes and your interests will change as you age. And as I got older, you know, I was looking for something a bit different. And rock and metal has definitely had it was right now in a lull, I would say. And I went to a music festival called Fort Rock, and these guys were playing, and I'm like, hello, what's that? That sounds good. I gotta hear it. And as it turns out, they were also big fans of my friend's band, Green Jello. So so when I met them, I'm like, hey, I heard you guys are my friend's band, Green Jello. I was like, oh shit, you know that guy.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah, it really is. And I will say this though, with their masks and everything, it looks like they're ready for the purge. I will say that. It's like, you guys know the purge wasn't a real thing, right? But yeah, their music, like the very first song, California Dreamin', was just about how, you know, how, because they're obviously from California, obviously. It's kind of a back and forth between what's good about the state and what's bad about the state. And the very next song is this, honestly, it sounds like a fighting anthem, to be honest. Like, you can picture someone walking down to like a professional wrestling ring, a boxing ring, or an MMA match. Like someone's entrance music is what I'm getting at. Like, you can tell like a big battle is about to happen, or like a big fight is about to break out. And again, it's aggressive, but it's still rap. It's still hip hop. And I think something like that is something you guys could connect with.
Cool.
Oh,
All right.
nice.
All right. Now, Evan, what do you think so far of their music?
I see it as more of a good atmosphere. It has good atmosphere in the music, really good stuff, and I like the definitely the good tempo in the rapping, really good stuff. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't listen to a lot of rap. I mean, like all over the place, but yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing very much. I like how the music feels more atmospheric, really.
Just like the Minecraft soundtrack, didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely hear a comparison between the two. Jablonski, what do you think?
It's not bad. I can't say that I like it that much. It's not. I did like Rise. I actually, it reminded me a lot of the '90s hip hop and rap.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had like a Tupac sense with just with how it flowed.
I thought you hated the '90s, Jablonski. What the heck?
Excuse me, princess.
Yeah, but I'm the best princess. What do you expect?
Okay, so would you guys give this a thumbs up and recommend it to our other viewers?
If you're into rap, especially like '90s rap, you may like it.
I think it's a good combination. I give it a thumbs up.
All right.
Like I said,
I give it like a thumbs, mostly.
We'll give it a 75% out of 100. That's what we'll say for you there, Justin.
Yeah.
But it definitely sounds like with your music, you guys are on the right track.
Thank
That's
you.
good to hear.
If I can say, for like, I really appreciate it, guys. Like, for real. Like, I admit, for like, me and Agaden, you know, we're still learning a lot about, that's the thing with music. You always keep learning. You know, you keep experiencing new stuff. And like you said before, you know, like you try, you know, but it's we're always happy to hear what people think, you know, and like we'll definitely take it into Thank you.
I can relate.
Yeah, for real, we appreciate it. It's
like you said, you're not getting 100% like always the people. Oh, do I get 100%? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? No, it's a beginning, but not good. Okay, but you have to then. Oh, all right, I'm quitting. Okay, that's it. Bye.
Yeah, that's basically the way it goes.
Bye, Felicia.
yeah.
Now, I do know that you guys have to get going here soon. Is there anything you want to tell our audience before you guys leave?
Now, I can stay a little longer. I checked the time, but I can stay a little longer if you guys want.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
I can stay as well. I got pretty much all day. Well, night actually, but yeah.
Okay, well then, let's actually continue what we were talking about beforehand, before the stream started. Jablonski, you were talking about how E3 was, and you believe how Microsoft is going to be the top dog?
It has the potential. It's too early to tell, but the way that they've shown everything in for their presentation, they got the hype train going. But here's the thing, though. EA's conference yesterday, garbage. So yeah, they didn't really have much of anything to go off of. But at the same time, they picked the momentum up from what compared to yesterday. Highlights of it: Halo Infinite.
Oh yeah, dude! I just saw the trailer.
Just Cause 4.
Gears of War 5, dude.
Yep, Gears of War 5. They showed off a Kingdom Hearts trailer.
Can't wait.
Jump something. I can't remember the exact name on it. It's a show and jump anime game.
Which anime?
It has Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Naruto.
It's one of the Shonen Jump Master Fighter thing, whatever it's called.
Yeah, and I kind of don't want to spoil who shows up at the ending of the trailer because
Stan Lee.
Evan, huh?
Just pulled something out of
Do you really do you care?
No, go ahead, man.
It's alright.
Light Yagami.
What?
Light Yagami is at the end of the trailer with Ryuk.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
How can Light Yagami fight in a fighter? Honestly.
He was in the back. I'll say this though. He was like off in the distance.
Was it like a field or something?
That was
Oh, and Battletoads.
Yeah, Battletoads. That's what I was getting at. Because I remember renting that game as a kid. Okay, I remember playing that. And I just hope it's going to be just the slightest bit easier on the 2-player.
We'll see. Oh, and by the way, I'm like in about, I want to say 20 minutes. I gotta have to bail because Bethesda is gonna be doing their conference at what my time is 8:30.
Now,
Okay.
Evan, what do you got going on? Because you said you had a few.
I had a few what?
You said you had a few projects lined up.
As of right now, I recently finished up Bruce Carr's balloon project. He made the balloon sculpture out of. He made the Zordon cosplay out of balloons, and
Yes, Bruce Carr is a client of Evan's, and he actually makes balloon sculptures, but not the kind you see at the fair.
for the most part.
This is a guy who will actually make a full-on Attack on Titan cosplay out of balloons.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding. He made
In
the
fact,
Cool.
In fact, Evan, why don't you actually go ahead and leave a link to one of his videos to see while you
Alright,
while
I
you talk
can't-
about your latest projects.
That's fine. I can't really play because like the Attack on Titan theme Pony Canyon will get on my ass on it, like I said there.
No, it's just gonna be for them to see for themselves.
Aside from that, I actually began doing work with MySTREAMy Brony Theater today. If you guys didn't see much of the on the Facebook page, we recorded a reaction to an episode yesterday. So for those of you who are looking forward to season 5, we already got a reaction down there, and it's gonna be one that people recently requested us to do.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, if you're not familiar with the series that Evan does, it's called MySTREAMy Brony Theater 4000.
You do it
It's
too.
kind of a take on. Oh, there's the link, guys.
Oh, I see it there. The Attack on Titan balloon. That's amazing, dude. Wow.
Yeah, and Bruce Carr is actually in there somewhere.
Well, he's in the
Wow.
costume, but like, yeah, he's also done the Armor
Yeah.
Titan. But yeah, we do. Me,
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Cruiser, and I do MySTREAMy Brony Theater. It's a Mystery Science Theater S parody series, except it's us watching the older generations of My Little Pony with a story in the middle. Jablonski over there writes the show. He actually wrote the recent season finale for Whirl that we did. It was like an hour-and-a-half long special we did that I animated.
And I'm helping out with the rest of the season.
Yeah, he's helping out with the rest of the season too. We
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing we got going down there is we're starting up our 5th season right now. Cruiser recently joined last season. And yeah, we recorded the first reaction yesterday, which I'm gonna give you guys a big spoiler on this one. The episode we watched was Return to Tamblon in honor of the villain from it. I don't know what his name was. Grieger.
Oh, Grogar.
Grogar, yeah.
Grogar, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put out here. I hope what they do with him in G4 is good, because he was by far the worst thing we've ever seen in a villain in the show.
Well, you see what they did with T-Rex, so...
Yeah, well, T-Rex was actually awesome and intimidating in the original season. Grogar has lasers that can spawn bird cages. There you go. That was a superpower.
That's pretty bad.
Just have to see it. Just have to see it for yourself.
Yeah, so we reacted to it. We're gonna be doing some more looking at it. I already just started making the new theater setup. I am redoing the puppets for the theater, because like Mystery Science Theater, it shows us watching it in the bottom. It's all animated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Aside from that, I'm also
Reach for the apple.
What?
Reach for the apple.
Reach for the apples. One of the things we watched from our season finale was we watched a live action Friendship is Magic stage show that was in Canada, and
Oh, sweet lord, that was bad.
it exists, and it's funny because like the actors are in these costumes and they're real life. They don't have any arms, obviously, and it's one person in each costume. Their legs are in the front legs, but the back legs are just dragging all over the place.
Yeah, they're just swaying in the breeze.
Funny thing is, I actually showed that to Bruce, and he was actually doing a perfect imitation of each costume. But
Sweet Lord.
yeah, I'm starting the animation process today. I was actually working on on the puppet base right now, so yeah. And the only other thing we've confirmed is we got Finn the Pony's going to be playing a role in the next season. I still haven't heard from him.
Oh, I like the guy.
Yeah, he's actually going to be appearing in the next episode of Hook Rock.
Yeah, he's going to be in the next
Oh,
episode.
nice.
Yeah, he is just like, I'll tell you this much. What you see in his show is pretty much the exact same thing as who he is.
Yeah, he was a friendly dude. I just haven't heard from him in a while. I mean, like, I've been meaning to see what he thought about the lines, but yeah.
I thought he will be at F3 Northwest, but I guess I was wrong.
He is planning on going to BronyCon this year, but I'm trying to think, because he lives in New York City. No, not New York City, Long Island, which is in New York. And so I know going to BronyCon is not going to be that bad for him, but trying to get out to the West Coast probably is, because he does work 2 jobs and goes to school.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, but however, if you do want to try to catch him, besides on YouTube, he does have a Twitch stream.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find it here, because actually he's live right now. But here, now let me go ahead and copy the link and send it to you guys. So
put it in the chat. Send it to me. Oh wait, no, I have to put it in the chat. Yeah, there you go. So that's gonna happen
let's see your paste. That's Hollywood Undead's link. I'm looking for Finn's.
There's very distinct differences.
Let's see here. Let me just quickly minimize that.
Oh my god, I just opened it up and I can see Bruce in his giant colossal Titan cosplay down there just opened up and scared the crap out of me.
Okay, and there we go. This is Finn the Pony's Twitch stream.
Yep.
And he's actually live right now.
Yeah, he's live right now. If you want to go see Finn play video games, I mean, after if you want to see us, but like, I'll put it in the chat room there.
Yeah.
But just go there after us. I mean, he's cool.
We have to done. I just want to talk further. It's fun.
Yeah, he's really enjoyed to chat with. He's such a great guy, and he's also a certified Eagle Scout too.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
There.
I picked this up.
What is that?
Earlier in the week, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Cool.
For the Switch.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually got Sonic Forces and Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. My thoughts on Sonic Forces, because I know it's got kind of a mixed reception here. It's worth playing. It is at least worth playing. It is incredibly short, but it is kind of rewarding to play, seeing all the different costume pieces you get for your avatar. And I'm curious to see where they can go next. So it's worth playing. It's $40, which I'd say 30 would be better, but it's worth playing. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, it's fun, it's challenging, but I miss the Crocs that you're supposed to beat up. That's what I miss. That's what I miss.
I think they can't because they're owned by Rare, and Rare's not associated with Nintendo anymore, or something like that.
Oh,
I got. I have a review coming out for Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. The short version that I can give you guys is it's a fun game. If you like fighting games, it's going to be fun. But you're better off either waiting for, if you're getting a physical copy, wait for it to go on sale or use trade-in credit.
Now, speaking of video games, Again and Arch, has there been any music game soundtracks that's actually influenced you?
I haven't much played video games lately, actually, because of work. But one of my favorite all times of is actually by the Nintendo 64, by the classic Mario. And of course, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, of course. I'm also a big fan of that.
Yeah, you're getting along really well.
I'll be honest with you. I got quite the list when it comes to game music that inspires me. Like I recently listened to a lot of God of War OSTs. I listened to Fallout 4. I listened to indeed Legend of Zelda, but I prefer Twilight Princess. Honestly,
Zelda.
Now I still consider it one of the best Zeldas, though. Twilight Princess. It was true that story.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I legit like.
Honestly, Breath of the Wild is the best for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like
you guys should check it out. There's a 6 song made of that. Of Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild of that.
I'm gonna have to now.
Well, I'm gonna just go over there because
But like, I legit felt like do you know that feeling that like when you finish a game, like you legit don't know what you got to do, like, you know, you have this feeling going inside you, and that like that just makes you think, wow, you know, wow, because of that storyline, you know, that maybe
Yeah,
very good.
I've definitely had that feeling.
yeah.
For me,
Twilight Princess, it's crazy, it's beautiful, yeah. It's a
okay, for me, one of my favorites video game soundtracks was, now, say what you want about the game, but the soundtrack is amazing. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors is
Oh,
regarded as
yes.
a classic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, like, that game, like, was basically, I refer to that kind of game as a rental market game. It's the kind of game you're supposed to just play for over a weekend and then you're just done. You don't have a desire or huge urge to beat it. But the music was fantastic for that thing.
Well,
Just,
the,
someone's about to say something?
yeah, some of my favorite tracks, I mean, like, the Undertale track actually inspired me a lot of stuff, especially, it was actually one of the inspirations for the Season 5 finale. And, other than that, some of my other favorite tracks, I mean, I love the entire track for Katamari Damacy, which is, if you don't know, I tried to get Cruiser to play it, but he couldn't figure out how to do it. That's quite literally the easiest game you could ever play, apparently.
Jablonski, what was some of your
I
favorite video
prefer
games?
the soundtrack from Metroid Prime.
What was that? What was that?
I said I prefer the soundtrack of Metroid Prime.
That was more towards Sprower.
Yes, I just want to know, what were some of your favorite
Video games or video game soundtracks?
video game soundtracks?
Oh, that's a hard one.
He's gonna say Pokemon.
It wouldn't surprise me. Let's do this here, Jablonski. Give me one for the retro era, meaning cartridges, and one for the current era, meaning discs. See, I just gave you options.
Yes, you did. I would actually. This is so fucking generic too.
Okay.
Ocarina of Time for retro.
It's not too retro.
Yeah.
It is so generic of an answer, but it's true. I like it.
For me, out of the Zelda games, it's a Link to.
Oh yeah.
You know what game
okay.
just came across my mind?
If we're
You know
talking
what?
about current games, it's actually split between
Pokemon.
Breath of the Wild
Of course.
and Skyrim.
Ooh, that's a different
I tried playing Skyrim on my Switch. I traded that in for Smash Bros.
No good, huh?
It's not that it was bad. It's just I couldn't really get into it. But I love the soundtrack. It's one of my favorites.
Well, I actually keep my N64 right next to me whenever I want to play Ocarina of Time. It's always next to me on my desk.
Now, I'll ask you guys that question too. In regards to current gaming systems, who would you say has your favorite soundtrack?
Oh man.
As much of a Nintendo fanboy I am, Sony. And I plan on getting a PS4 at some point down the line.
I'm gonna need to get one to play Kingdom Hearts 3, so...
For me, it's between Ocarina of Time, but also another one called The Wind Maker of Zelda. That's a good one
The
too.
Wind Waker, yeah, I've heard... I like some of the more orchestrated fife music in that one. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, that. It's a kind of old style, but I really like that too.
MC Arch?
Well, I got well, from like you mean like games of today, like as of like modern time? You know,
Anytime
like,
you'd like, anything you'd like.
Well, I gotta say again, Fo, it's it's God of War, I think. Like, I don't know what it is, but like some of like the vocal, the vocal orchestras they do in those OSTs, it's wow. Like you legit get chills down your spine the moment you hear that stuff. Speaking of which, though, like I know it's like it's not from this time, but if you guys do you guys remember Dreamcast?
Of course.
Never played it. But
Yeah, there was this one game called it's very old, but like I guess some of you might remember it. Echo the Dolphin.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, that
My
classic.
dude, my
Game Boy.
dude.
Yes.
You got to look up Echo the Dolphin and then Coral Reef OST, dude. That track is so super magical. It's
I
legit.
I play that game
before I-
almost every day. Oh,
I never understood how you played it, but the music was good.
Yeah, but that's
Before I
how
go,
I keep playing
there's
it,
one
playing
soundtrack
it,
I'm
and
gonna
playing
add
it
to
again.
my modern
Yeah.
Payday
Oh.
2.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one.
But okay, I gotta prepare for Bethesda. So
Okay, it was great having you, Justin. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Hey, see you
I'll
around,
have
dude.
my report card of
Hey.
E3
See you later.
next week. See ya.
Take care, man.
Finally, we can go back to the 4 square format. There we go. So one of the things I
And
did
then
was
there were 4.
Yes, and then there were 4. Evan, what do you got there?
So not so long ago, I ordered Metroid Samus Returns, the special edition thing here, and it was cool because it came with all the stuff aside the game. It came with like a Samus keychain and this cool thing with the box where this is what the Samus Returns box looks like, right? But it has the same thing on the container, but if you flip it backwards, as soon as I can get the damn thing out, if you flip it backwards, you can actually switch it to the retro Metroid 2 Samus Returns, and even the back has like the Game Boy version stuff there.
Oh wow!
But the reason
I actually love it when games do that, just because they're giving you an option on how you want to display the game.
Yeah, I will say this one, but what's cool about it is it actually came with a soundtrack of some of the best songs from Metroid, which is my favorite game franchise of all time. But yeah, it came from everything from the theme of Other M to the Brainstar to the new version of SR388. Just yeah, it just has everything. Like I remember one time I showed Justin here, or Cruiser if you will, the opening to you guys have obviously seen the opening to Super Metroid, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not the music, but not just the music, but the opening title screen. So
no, I don't think I've seen that, to be honest.
it shows the Metroid in the container and all the scientists that are dead in the laboratory, and it just says press start. Like I think I remember this distinctly, that Cruiser was saying, how can a 16-bit game be intimidatingly frightening? I'm like, okay, fine. I showed him the opening of Super Metroid, and the moment the music comes on, like goes darker, he's like, Jesus. I'm like,
Yeah, it is amazing. Seeing how you guys are musicians, you'll probably understand this. The diminished fifth or the tritone. It's amazing how you can make that thing sound.
Yeah.
Because Black Sabbath, with their self-titled song, they were working that thing. If you listen to it, it sounds eerie as hell. But then when you try to take that and then apply it to a 16 or 8-bit game, it's amazing how it translates over, because it sounds evil but not dark.
Yeah, it only has like 4 notes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, I think this is an example of the tritone, but the
like
opening notes for the Donkey Kong game for the NES, where yeah.
Oh yeah. That reminds me of Luigi's Mansion, actually.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I love all those tunes, man. Oh,
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Please, you're taking me back, and I'm 33. But yeah, just trying to make that sound evil, and also trying to apply that to Atari as well for their games, because I actually did have a few games that were based off horror franchises. Like they actually had one for the horror franchise Halloween, and just trying to work that music in for that console, Atari. Like you can call it a system like I just had it like the brick console, because like honestly, like that's what the cartridges were. They were bricks. But yeah, trying to translate that into the Atari sound chip, or heck, even E.T. Say what you want about the game,
Yeah, I was about
but
to say E.T. did sound good.
yeah, it really did.
But also in the movie either.
Yeah, it just the way it sounds coming out of the Atari, it actually sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
So like, say what you want about the game, but what they did with the music was fantastic.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like when you look at like a bad game like Faces of Evil, and you realize the music's not that bad. Or like any of the other stuff.
You can find good things in bad media. And this here is Skeeter.
Oh, here we go.
Say hello, Skeeter.
He's a cutie.
Here we go with the
Skeeter.
cats.
Yes, and I believe it's possible that my other cat Sombra is next door. Taking the chicken.
Yeah, wish I had here, but my father is allergic to them.
Dang,
You know, my cat can actually relate to Sombra somehow, because like we also have a neighbor who cares about cats a lot, and like
dude, you also have a pig at home. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I actually got a pig as a pet, you know. And so,
Well,
but like about my cat,
well, pigs are like dogs, aren't they? They're like kind of similar to dogs, right? Pigs, aren't they like similar to dogs? Is that what you said?
Kinda. Well, you know, it would surprise you how tame they actually are. You know, like they're actually, you can like you know, you can just like mostly, of course, they're still mostly outside animals, but you know, like you can. They're still very tame, you know. You can just you can give them food, you know. You can play with them. You can do pretty much, indeed, the same things like a dog. So yeah.
For me, I have too much dogs of it.
I mean, look at look at Abner from Hey Arnold. He was part dog, so there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good comparison right
well,
there.
Like, for me, I have 7 of them.
But speaking of the cat, for like, I think my cat can actually really relate to Zombra, because like my neighbor also has a cat and she cares about cats a lot. And sometimes my cat goes to the neighbor to get food and all that, because he gets treated like a prince, and then he comes back home, meow, acting off super hungry and stuff. And I'm like, when I know he went there, so yeah, it's.
Now
here's the thing with cats, Phil, right? Like. When boss asks for his love, you know, and you just want to pet or play with him, he just walks away offended, or he just scratches you like he hates you. He never wants to see your face again. But the moment you walk into the kitchen, he's suddenly your best friend.
There you go.
He gives you. Yeah.
Now let me go ahead and go back to Pony for a second. Now, who's probably the one person from the show, both in terms of voice actor and behind the scenes, do you want to meet?
For me, it was always one of Tara Strong.
Okay, for the voice acting. Now, what about, say, someone who works behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes, one of the writers, you mean?
Like a writer, director, producer, composer, whatever.
The creator, of course, Lauren Voss. I always wanted to meet her for so long.
Well, I have met Tara Strong. She is just as hot as she is in real life.
What?
Fuck's sake.
She's hot. Okay, look, I'll admit it. She is hot.
All right, I give you that one. Okay.
Now, MC Arch.
Uh-huh.
Name 2 people from the show you have to meet: a voice actor and someone behind the scenes.
Well, I gotta be honest, for like, you know, my favorite pony is Fluttershy, and of course I would love to meet Andrea, but you know, I already met her a few times, so you know, that's all good. You know, it would be cool to see her again for me, but like the thing is, who I really want to meet for next time, maybe again, I'm not sure. Well, probably Andrea again, but would be pretty cool. But like maybe like meet well, let me put it this way. You guys maybe not her as much, but you guys know the voice actor of Soren?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Matt
Hill.
I'm friends with him.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook.
I wanna meet him. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
I'm actually friends with him on Facebook. He's a nice dude.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
if you don't know already, he was also the voice of Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
He was? Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was the voice of Ed from Ed, Ed
That's
and Eddie.
actually really cool. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and the voice of Double D is, I believe, Flim from MLP as well.
cool.
There's actually a video
Oh,
yeah.
of Sam Vincent and Matt Hill just doing just after like thanking a pony convention there, and they do it in Ed and Double D's voice.
Mhm.
I also think Matt Hill was also the voice of Captain N. Honestly,
Yeah, he was.
yeah, he was.
He was the voice of Captain N, the Game Master.
Good master.
And also, hey kitty, Tony Sampson, who was the voice of Eddie, he's retired from voice acting. However, he was in MLP G2, My Little Ponytails.
Cool.
Yeah, he was the voice of Teddy. So I find it a little appropriate. He went from Teddy to Eddie.
Okay, I actually was
Speaking of crazy voice actor stories, folks, you guys of course know the dragons from Skyrim, right?
Mhm.
You want to know who did the voice acting for those dragons?
who did?
Who's that?
The same guy who did the voice for Mario.
Charles Martinet?
Yeah, he did the voices for the dragons in Skyrim.
I know I met Charles Martinet last year.
Yeah, he was at MegaCon last year. It was a good time.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
if there's
You
ever... go ahead.
You want to know something crazy as well?
What?
The voice actor for Ezio Auditore da Firenze from Assassin's Creed, you know?
Yeah,
No, I don't know. Who?
Oh. Well, he is the same voice actor of Sonic the Hedgehog. They're the same voice actor, you know?
Jaleel
From,
White?
For which game?
Jaleel White.
Because he's had several.
Assassin's Creed, you know, Assassin's Creed 2?
No, I mean, which Sonic game
if
did
it's
he voice?
Jaleel White, I'm gonna go ballistic.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta be honest, I don't know exactly which game it was specifically, but I did know he did the voice acting for one of those games. For like, maybe it was like around 2010 or something like that, or maybe earlier. I'm not sure. But he did do one of the voices, though.
If he did Sonic 06, I'm gonna feel so bad for him.
Rarity is the voice of Naz.
You know what? I'm actually gonna look it up for you. One second.
Okay.
I find it funny because like
Oh yeah, that's right. His name was
I think I know.
one sec.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh yeah, Roger Quack Smith.
Roger
That was his
Quack
name.
Smith.
Okay. Okay, so Roger Quack Smith, he did the voice for Sonic Boom, I believe.
Oh, Rise of Lyric.
Yeah, but he's been doing. Yeah, it's the same Sonic voice actor who's been doing the voice acting since Sonic Adventure 2, I believe.
I remember I believe it was Jason Griffin who did Sonic X and the games that were based off that. Him I liked. I liked him as Sonic. But when it comes to the Sonic Boom, at least the cartoon, I did not like it. Like they made Knuckles into a total retard.
He was always a retard.
Shut up, Evan.
No, I mean think about it. Think about it. How many? You may think he was stupid then. He's always been stupid. Like if you played like Sonic Battle, heck, in the original series, Eggman has duped Knuckles like 4 times.
Yeah, but he still sounded tough and cool.
Yeah. That's I think they sound pretty much the same, honestly. He just has a different mood, honestly. But like that's fine.
Okay, going back to ponies and music here for a second. Now, I take it you two have seen the movie, right? The My Little Pony movie.
Of course.
Of course.
Now, what did you guys think of the songs that were featured in that? The songs that they actually sang? Because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. The first music orchestra that was very, very high quality. That was for sure. It was great.
Let's see here.
That's for sure. And how some songs were good, I liked it, but some of the songs like almost everyone likes "Open Up Your Eyes." How can they not like that?
I find it funny because I know.
And when I heard that song, how that's so much pressure. I heard that man, I was just gone for a few minutes. Just how I listened to it again, and again until my ears bleed.
Yeah, when I listen to that song,
That's how much I like that song and how it became a part of me.
Evan, what were you saying?
I was actually bringing this up to Cruiser. One of the things I like to listen to when I'm working is Italian opera music. And I was listening to the opening number for Carmen's Habanera, which is that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da song. Song is pretty much the only thing you probably heard from it, if not that. And it had a similar opening tempo to Open Up Your Eyes, which I found really interesting, like a similar like waltz of that opera. It was really interesting. Also, I want to point out that the first song that's actually played on there is not You Got This. It's the ponified version of We Got the Beat, so there you go.
But that song's not on the album, so I can't count that.
Oh, gee, I wonder why.
But also, I think one of the other songs that were not singing on the movie is We're Off to See the World. That's also one of my favorites.
Yeah, that song was heavily featured in a lot of the trailers. And here's what I find so funny about at least that song's artist, who was Lucas Graham. Now, that song, Off to See the World, is fantastic. However, it's coming from the same guy who did a song called Strip No More. Now, you may think that, okay, maybe he's telling his girlfriend he doesn't have to, or she doesn't have to work at a strip club anymore. But nope, it's about his favorite topless dancer being gone. Like, you got... It's like, you guys...
Nothing.
It's like, really? Like, you guys got somebody who does a song about a stripper to do a song for My Little Pony.
Wow.
So what? The person, Veronica Taylor, who voiced Ash Ketchum, she was in a hentai with Dan Green. There you go.
All right, that's it.
Don't believe me? Look up the video. Look up the video.
No.
Look up the video.
Okay,
Cluck like a chicken, and then you'll see.
Okay, MC Arch, what were your thoughts on the soundtrack to the movie?
Well, maybe a bit weird to say, but like they outperformed that. Honestly, I thought the soundtrack was really well done. They really caught the vibes. They were really in the moment when writing it. Like they really caught the vibes for each scene, for each emotion, if that's the right way to describe it. It felt really good, especially with, for example, I'm the Friend You Need, and songs like Open Up Your Eyes, honestly, one of the best. And songs like that, they really let you immerse, into that, if that's the right way to say it. Like, yeah.
How they make a meme about it.
No.
No, you know what I mean when Open Up Your Eyes.
Oh yeah, that thing.
It was hilarious. It was stuck in my head the whole day. I was like, when I heard Open Up Your Eyes, I'm thinking, God damn it, not that song.
I guess I'm the only one here that actually liked One Small Thing and Time to Be Awesome. Time to Be Awesome, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Hey, Time to Be Awesome has a great percussion section. It does.
Oh yeah, that one too. Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. I remember Daniel saying, like, we got to have a pirate song. And the one thing I'm surprised is that I guess when it comes to quote pirate music, like they're check it out. Here's Sombra.
Oh, there's Sombra.
Did you have fun visiting with Miss Piggy? Was like there wasn't as much instrumentation as I thought there was going for a pirate song. Because I was waiting for the accordion, I was waiting for maybe a fiddle, but they didn't break that out. At least not that I can recall.
Yeah, they did
but
at one point.
Yeah, but it still sounded good. And as far as One Small Thing, I like the build up for that song because it does start out rather small and minimalist, but as it progresses, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I like it.
Until eventually you have an undersea conga line.
Yeah.
I go to conventions all the time.
That was really cool.
Yeah, but there's also one thing from the scenes of the movie when you saw that moment when Pinky for the first time completely lost it in the desert. How she laughed at that moment. And that instant, I was like, "What just happened?"
Don't mind me. I'm just feeding the cats.
I gotta say, though, like, you know, I know it's like the My Little Pony movie, but I gotta say, though, you know, it's still for a movie like that, you know, it was pretty grim dark. If you ask me, it was pretty dark, man. I mean, like, I remember, like, I won't spoil it for the people in the chat who still haven't seen it, but there were some scenes where I thought, damn, dude, they actually go pretty far with this, man. Like, like it was very
Yeah. I didn't see too much darkness in it, honestly. I thought it was just a regular thing. When I was getting ready to see it, I was expecting. I won't say it gave me exactly what I was expecting. It gave me a good majority of what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting a big hit. I was expecting just a regular summer autumn children's movie, and it gave me what I thought. But I still enjoy. Not that I'm saying I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it very much. I haven't seen it in a while, but like, yeah, I wouldn't say it went too dark, honestly.
Well, again, for what happens at the very end, it's definitely dark for Pony, we'll say. Now, granted, it's not dark for, say, something like Disney, but, you know, I don't think Hasbro has ever had this kind of attention until, you know, Friendship is Magic. I mean, sure, they've always had Transformers. They've had My Little Pet Shop. They have, you know, the previous generations of MLP.
I'm sorry, what?
What's that, Evan?
I'm sorry, what is My Little Pet Shop? I'm sorry, was that a thing?
They had Littlest Pet Shop.
Thank you.
That's what I said, dude. I said Littlest Pet Shop.
You said My Little...
Oh, I try not even to think about My Little Pet Shop.
But no, you really said My Little Pet Shop.
No, I said they had My Little Pet Shop and then My Little Pony.
Yeah.
My Little Pet Shop.
But I remember, though, when I was a kid, the story for Pet Shop was different. It was literally just a miniature pet shop about that big. And that's how they sell the toys. It was just a pet shop this big, and the critters were even smaller.
They were bobbleheads.
But yeah, like they've had all these properties before, but it wasn't until the creative writing that was, you know, Lauren Faust and her crew, they were able to realize, like, oh, people actually want quality, not just toys. Now going back to music here, what were your thoughts with the various Equestria Girls soundtracks?
Now, like I said, Rainbow Rocks is right now so just my number one. Just how they do it, the story, the music, everything. Sirens Rocks, by the way, they're best friends, by the way. But I just anything, the usual stuff. But the Everfree movie from Equestria Girls has such good lyrics too. The villain song, the others too. But I have to admit, the friendship games from the Equestria Girls have some good music too. But Rainbow Rocks and the Everfree Equestria Girls are one of my favorites there.
Yeah, I remember talking with Thespio, you know, Will, about Equestria Girls, the friendship games, because a lot of people kind of wrote it off. I mean, they still liked it, but it wasn't as good. But for me, I actually pointed something out to him that he didn't realize, and that is that Principal Cinch could possibly be the most dangerous villain they've ever made, because she basically was she was able to essentially I wouldn't say brainwash, but was able to convince Twilight to do her dirty work, and she got her to release, you know, magic that, you know, infected her. And by the end of it, I realized that she felt no remorse for what she did. And that's when I realized, oh my God, Principal Cinch is the Jigsaw killer from the Saw movies.
Yeah, that's how I But that's how I realized. Yeah, but now you realize that I'm going to rewatch it again. That movie.
Yeah, everybody talks about Unleash the Magic and how a lot of the music didn't really quite connect with people. And according to Daniel, if you listen to the commentary track, he said that he was heavily influenced by like pep rally music and the kind of music that gets played at sporting events. So, and that's why the lyrics are so simple. Like if you ever like go to a sporting event and you listen to the kind of songs they play, they always have la-las and na-nas. You know, what's the name of that song? Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Is it
Yeah.
that what they always sing at soccer matches?
Yeah, because when you're playing music for that many people for an unspecific liking of music, you have to pick something that's simple and easy for them to follow. So that's why you're not going to probably find, again, death metal there. You're probably not going to find, Cannibal Corpse playing at a football game. But so yeah, I think the Friendship Game soundtrack was very underappreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Now, Evan, your thoughts on that?
What?
Do you have any thoughts on the Friendship Game soundtrack?
Wow. I have not seen Friendship Games in a while. Like, I will say.
Well, we're talking about the music.
Well, I haven't seen Friendship Games in a while, so I will say up front, I wasn't really a big fan of the movie, namely because I'm not really a big fan in sports-related media. But as for the soundtrack, it had some hit and miss. I thought it was okay. Nothing too special for me that stuck out, really, though.
Well, tell us, what would you say is probably your favorite soundtrack? It doesn't have to be...
Doesn't have to be Pony?
No, it does not.
In terms of cartoon soundtracks, it's honestly hard for me to say. Like, when it comes to... Because usually when I'm watching stuff like that, I'm usually looking at the visuals rather than just thinking about the music. But I can't really think of anything aside from anime. I mean, like, I hear a lot of good music in anime all over the place, such as... I'm trying to think of one offhand. And when you listen to, like, the background music, like, say stuff like Attack on Titan, where the music, defines the setting as being huge and wide. Like, you guys have obviously seen the opening song at least the opening song to Attack on Titan, obviously, right?
Bro, Attack on Titan is my shit, homie. It's
Oh, yes.
Like, just the soundtrack already, I love.
Yeah, I mean,
like, legit. I got to know Attack on Titan through the memes, so I gotta be honest. But like, I started to like get deeper into the show, and like, it was quite an experience. Like, I remember one of the first soundtracks, like when I don't know if it's still much of a spoiler or not. I'm not sure, but there is this event that something happens, and then with that something, a certain tune is played. Vocal im Kampfik is what they call it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, where the vocals just come in. It goes calm, then just the action reels up and just bursts in there. I know the song you're talking about. I mean, other stuff I see there, such as like when you look at stuff like Death Note and how it has more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like more gospelish kind of thing there with more like choir stuff like that. But I will say one of my favorite animes of all time actually is Code Geass, and
yes, I love that one too.
Yep, I actually have Zero's helmet right over here for those who are big fans.
From Zero?
Yeah, that's Zero's helmet from Code Geass.
Oh, nice.
And one of the things that I liked about it was it had more of a Victorian like thing to the music, despite it being in Japanese. Everything felt Victorian. There was some stuff with some. The last I could say is like something like more like hat dance-ish kind of thing. Like the song "Nightmare" is a good example of it. How it like has that begins with like some sort of like weird like desert-esque Mexican-esque feeling, but it's like. But out of all the themes of the soundtracks, I would say my favorite of all time has to be the soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have, if you're anime fans, you've obviously seen Cowboy Bebop, no doubt. Have you?
I gotta be honest, man. I haven't. I still need to see it.
Really? You haven't seen
Uh-oh.
Me too. Yeah.
Well, Cowboy Bebop is actually really cool because the music is, as described by the title, is all like jazz, all like bebop jazz. It's really cool. It has like, which is weird because all the music is like, every episode's like named after a different song. Like there's one episode that they based on the movie The Thing. It's called Toys in the Attic, for example.
Wow.
The whole episode's a big like love letter to The Thing. I won't tell you what happens, but it's really cool. involves like them. It's the only time they're all in the thing. But basically, yeah, it's if you want to like work there, just the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack really. Looking at the chat right here, and I'm getting lots of responses in the chat box. My favorite one right now is who didn't watch Cowboy Bebop, but yeah, the jazz soundtrack. As a matter of fact, like Cruiser was bringing up like what was his name? Scorcher was it that brought up this?
Yeah, Joshua Scorcher.
Joshua Scorcher was bringing up this. He posted a link to this song. It was like a rock song or something like that, or a metal song. He's like, I could hear this on Cowboy Bebop, and I listened to it all the way through. I'm like, no, this is nothing you would hear on Cowboy Bebop. Not even close to the Seatbelts work. The Seatbelts being the Japanese jazz band that did the music.
Yeah.
But
I gotta say, for Morpheus EX, I am so sorry, dude, but I still need to watch it.
It's okay. I mean, like, you can't see it all. I mean, like, I know everybody who hasn't seen, like, Gurren Lagann. I haven't even seen Gurren Lagann. I haven't even watched Full Metal Alchemist, so...
No, I meant more Cowboy Bebop. I still need to... I was responding to one of the viewers, and...
I haven't even seen My Hero Academia yet. I mean, like, I'm still trying to get through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. Dub is really good.
I do hear a lot of stuff about Sword Art Online as well, folks. Like,
I can't get into Sword Art Online. There's just too much for me to follow.
It is? Oh.
I did.
I don't know. I just hear things, you know.
I actually did get into a sword battle with a guy who was cosplaying as the main character from that show. I was cosplaying as Roxas from Kingdom Hearts, and he was doing that character, so I got into a sword battle with him.
Oh, cool.
That was a cool time.
Yes, Evan actually does have quite the accurate cosplay for that character.
Yeah, for the most part, in one form, I like have my face like shrouded with a cloak over my face. It's really cool.
Yeah, like the costume actually requires to wear like this elastic thing over his face. And so we're at a con. Evan's about to take a sip of water. He doesn't even bother to pull off the face mask. He just sips it right through the fabric.
I actually have both keyblades right here.
Check it out. Those are his keyblades.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yes.
Yeah, the Oathkeeper and the Oblivion. The Oathkeeper needs to be repainted. As you can kind of see a little bit, there's a little bit of wear and tear on there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I need to like retouch that one. But yeah, these things I've had for a while, and yeah, I carry them all over the place. I also have a replicant of Sora's Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 3 that's coming out. I don't know where it is offhand, but it's probably buried somewhere in my closet. Aside from that, like, you know, I mean, that was the only thing I liked so far about E3, except I'm more or less waiting for Nintendo's conference. I'm not very much a Sony guy, but, you know, I'm more on the Switch, if I can get it. I still need to get it.
All right, now we are coming up here to our final five, which is where we take the last few minutes to tell everybody what we're doing before we go off the air. We're not there quite yet, but get your final words ready to go here.
Yeah. You want to go first, man?
No, you go first. I still need to...
Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Yeah.
Okay. First, I want you guys. Thank you so much for having me here. It was such a pleasure to be here, and maybe we can do this again sometime.
Oh yeah, I'm always new and talking to making new friends and everything like that. I'm always into it.
Oh yes. Yeah, maybe we'll see again by the conventions. But I give you guys the latest news about my songs. I'm currently finished with my latest song, Tempest song. That currently will be together producing here with my friend here, MC Arch.
Yeah.
Yep. So I hope that I can do it as fast as I can. But there will more bigger projects of that. But that will all be on Twitter or on my channel. But you won't be disappointed. It's gonna be awesome. But like I said, guys, thank you so much.
Okay, MC Arch.
Yes, I just wanted to say, like, I gotta be honest. This came, it came as a pretty surprise to like be sitting here all night. But you know what? I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I loved the crowd. It was really fun, you know. Like, and I thank you all for being here, man. Like, I gotta be honest, I don't really have much experience with live streams or anything, but
Neither do we.
Me either.
Yeah. But you know, if the crowd's feeling it, then I'm feeling it too. You know, so I guess that's a yeah. Thank you guys. It's cool, man.
Mm. All right, why don't you actually tell these people where they can find you?
I actually posted.
Oh yeah, sure.
I actually
Well,
posted your links to your YouTube channels in the chat there.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Okay, but you can
Yeah,
still
I'm-
find them on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. You can find me on you can find me on SoundCloud. Check out my mixtape. I'm on YouTube. I'm also on. Believe it or not, I do have an Instagram. I admit I don't use it that much. I mostly just use it to post food. But yeah, I'm on it as well. So yeah, if you guys feel like hanging out sometime, you know, like you want to talk, you know, you want to listen to music, hit me up anytime, man. You know, I'm in for y'all.
Of course.
Cool. So,
Okay, Evan.
Final five. Let me see here. On June 27th, 2016, I uploaded a video on YouTube. It was an Undertale video called Undertale Killing Monster Kid. And it's been about almost, it was in July 27, 2016. I'm getting close to at least it being on YouTube for 2 years. And as of right now, I've been getting comments on it every day for a long time now, and it's currently now up to 996,719 views, which is going to make it most likely my first video to reach 1 million views. And it's funny because all the comments in this video are just everybody telling me about how bad of a person I am for making this, but I'm
Oh my god.
I can't tell if I'm a sadistic fuck. Give me a break. Anyway, but basically, yeah, the whole hoping to see what will happen with 1 million there. Joey O of Pony Meets World has been inspiring me to do an AdSense account. I might make one for it because he said you should have did this in the beginning. I'm like, I wasn't expecting it to be this popular. He's like, yeah, well, if you did, you'd probably be making like $1,800. I'm like, fuck, I would have pulled off one of my loans if that was the case. But like, yeah, you can see me in there.
Oh yeah.
Also, be on the lookout. ShadedSightStudios.com. I just bought the hosting network, so I'm gonna see if I can hook that up tonight, and maybe we can have it like a draw for a silent release. I'll be probably doing one for more testing. I will say when the website goes up, it's not going to have all of our videos on there. If you don't know who our producers are, it's me. We got Cruiser down there. I got Bright Ideas, Silent Spartan X, who does the quest for wrestling and everything. He's doing stuff on E3, I think. And Bruce says he does the stuff. I make things once in a while, I guess.
As for me, I'm about to go to record the new Hoof Rock, which again, I said Finn the Pony will be joining. Brawny will also be making a cameo appearance.
Of course.
We are going to be looking at the song Generosity.
Oh wow.
Yeah, now I'm not going to go into, our thoughts on it just yet. We're going to let that be a surprise. And it was really great to meet you guys at Everfest. You were the first person I met who said he saw my video. Outside of the analysis community, we'll say that much because
You're welcome.
Thank you. Because the first person who recognized me, we'll put it this way: we will not say his name anymore.
Oh yeah, I know what you want about. Yeah, I got you.
He was the first person to recognize me, but he's gone now, so now you have that title.
Yay.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was really great to have you on the show. We look forward to having you again, and be sure to check out all those bands I told you about, and see if you can get some inspiration that way.
Definitely, I'll keep them in mind, man. And by the way, it was great to be here, man. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much, and we hope to see you again someday.
See ya, man.
Hope to see you again too. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Yeah,
You as
thank
well,
you.
man. Thank you.
You.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you.
Yo, have a good day.
So, yeah, that was the thing that happened. I guess it worked out really well. What do you think, Cruiser? I mean,
Well, MC Arch is still here.
Oh, no,
You haven't left the call, dude.
is he like still waiting for his
oh
ride?
wait, no, I thought we were gonna
Do I need to call you an Uber or something? I mean, like, I don't know how Uber works. How does Uber work, Cruiser?
You download the app, you send a picture of your debit card, and he's back.
I'm bored.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that we're still online. Sorry.
Now I have to call 2 Ubers. Ugh.